just because a lot of people do this doesn't make it normal. It's not normal. It's super dysfunctional and toxic. What is up, Culture Drop? This video is about passive-aggressive behavior. Woo! And I'm pretty stoked for this episode, so here we go. Whew, where do we even begin with this? I do want to say that I know that through this video and this conversation that like passive-aggressive behavior is how a lot of people only know how to communicate and express feelings to other people. It's super dysfunctional, but I don't pretend that I'm gonna be able to unwind an entire lifetime of damage and how people show up and communicate with other people through this video. My hope is to just illuminate some blind spots and hopefully give another perspective that can sort of shift people away from doing this, because it sucks. Passive-aggressive behavior, what is that? Just to sort of be clear, a couple examples of that are saying something you don't mean on purpose and conveying through like the tone of your voice that you mean the opposite of what you're actually saying, right? So if I'm like, oh, no, that's fine, I'll just do that myself then, right? I obviously don't think it's fine to do that, and I'm conveying to you frustration by saying words that aren't true. Another version of passive-aggressive is I'm doing something that I don't want to do, I'm resentful about, and so I do it poorly on purpose to sabotage it, to be like, well, too bad, right? Just passive-aggressive. That's a couple examples that I think are really common in workplaces. So why is this bad? Well, even though a lot of people do it, it's super immature. It's super dysfunctional. It's very toxic. It's a super toxic way to communicate with other people that's dishonest, right? Where I'm conveying to you through the tone of my voice what I actually mean, but I'm not saying what I mean and taking responsibility. So to like actually be a fully grown adult and be accountable for yourself, it's like passive-aggressive behavior is not really very acceptable or cool. So what I want to share with you is like, how do you not do that? What should you do instead? And like you say to toddlers, use your words. For starters, very simply, don't say things that you don't mean with the opposite sort of like intent. Don't communicate oppositely. If something bothers you, don't say, oh yeah, no, that's fine, right? Don't do that. Just say what you mean to say honestly. Communicate honestly with other people. If you don't want to do something, say, I don't want to do this thing. If you're upset about something, say, I'm upset about this thing. To communicate truthfully and honestly is one way to like avoid doing this. I also want to acknowledge something here, that this is really scary for some people. To communicate honestly in this world of human beings who are super defensive, who are super messed up, right? Who don't have a lot of like high-level great communication skills, this can be a really scary thing. It takes a lot of courage to be honest and direct with someone and like, this is how I feel about that thing, and confront it head on with someone else instead of sort of like be passive and avoid saying the real thing. And while you can't cause other people to change and not do this, you can change it for yourself. You can be the kind of person who communicates directly and honestly and says what they mean to say instead of the opposite of that. There's another reason to do this other than just building healthier relationships and having better communication, is that also the type of people who are really passive-aggressive, who never communicate honestly with other people, end up feeling resentful about everything. Because if you do something that you don't want to do and you're upset about it and you don't communicate that with somebody else and you do it, you will resent that person for doing that. And you know what? That's actually on you. It's on you for doing a thing and not communicating honestly to somebody else, but you will end up harboring all of these resentments about your life and feeling trapped of like, I have to do all these things I'm obligated to do. And there's actually freedom in starting to communicate honestly with other people about what you do and don't want to do. To wrap up second half of this, I want to talk about responding to passive-aggressive behavior, because I think that's also important. So when you notice somebody is doing that, for me, I think it's helpful to like calmly and gently be like, I can tell from your tone of voice or how you're communicating with me that like maybe you're not being 100% honest about that. Can you like just articulate, it's safe to say with me, but like, can you articulate what's actually going on here for you? A quick side note, I am kind of a nightmare to people like this because I do not allow it. So somebody in my life who's passive-aggressive is like, oh fine, I'll do it myself. I will be like, okay, and take that, right? Because I feel like as two communicating adults, I should be able to take what you tell me at face value and not have to interpret what you mean to say to me. You are responsible for telling me the truth. And if you won't tell me the truth and you say something that you don't mean, I know I do not accept responsibility for that, to be like, I'm gonna go based on what you told me. So if you want me to understand something, you need to come to me and tell me the truth and say it directly to me, and I will respond well to it. But I think that that's really important, right? It's like you teach other people how to treat you. And so when people are passive aggressive with me, it's just something that tweaks me and I just don't allow it. So I will take what you said at face value and be like, oh, if you're not gonna communicate honestly with me, like that's kind of on you. So I need you to tell me the truth about how you're feeling and what you actually want. All right, one last point I wanna make about this juicy topic and then I will be quiet is it's okay to pause and rewind. So if this is something you want to stop doing and stop communicating like this, you might find yourself barking at somebody in a passive aggressive way. It's perfectly acceptable to be like, actually pause, hold on, that didn't come out well, or that's not what I meant to say. What I meant to say is this. The practice of being honest with people in communication is not something you can just do overnight. So I think be gentle with yourself if this is something like, this is how I know how to communicate with people, and you want to shift that. It takes time, it takes practice, it takes messing up and catching yourself in the moment to be like, actually, hold on, time out. Can I say that again? Or I'd like to sort of revisit that conversation. So cool. It's a jungle out here. Do your best. Go be awesome. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel, or you can sign up for the Culture Drop mailing list and get these emails and videos right into your inbox.